Welcome back to our channel. I'm Sarah from Our Kind of Crazy, and today we're going to be talking all about your wedding guest list. I personally believe that your wedding guest list is the most important part and the first thing that you should do when you're wedding planning. A lot of people might disagree with me and say, no, you should do the venue or the budget first. But here's the deal. I think that people that go to your wedding, your loved ones, your friends, your family, those are the people that matter to the wedding day. And the wedding day you could have anywhere. If you wanted it just to be the two of you, you could just go elope in some amazing place. But the thing about a wedding ceremony and a wedding reception is to celebrate the love that you guys are joining together. Now, every bride is different. Obviously, if you've had your heart set on getting married at the beach in this one location that only holds 20 guests, and you would rather do that than have 100 people that you really want there, then go for the venue first. That makes more sense for you. But if you are more excited about who's going to be there to celebrate your day and what you guys are going to do, then I would say let's write your guest list first. Also, your budget can actually come after that because there's different ways that you could figure out how to change your budget to fit your guest list. So, if you're team guest list first, here are my suggestions. It's time to start writing your list. The first thing that you should write on your list are all of your must-haves. These are the people that you cannot imagine getting married without. You wouldn't want to have a ceremony or reception without these people there celebrating with you. These could be your parents, your siblings, your closest friends. Make sure you write down your must-haves, the people that you don't want to get married without. This will be the base for when you start planning your venue and your budget and all of that. But be sure that these people are there and on your list so that you know you can only have a very minimum of that number of people. The next list you should write is your would love to haves. These are the people that really, if you could choose people over anything else, you would want these people there. Yes, the venue is going to make a difference. Yes, your budget could make a difference. But for people like me, I would rather have my 100 people that I really want and then decide what venue fits into that and what budget I could do, what kind of things I need to figure out so that I could have those top 100 people on my list. The next list I would suggest you write is the would be great to have list. These are the people that you would love to have at your wedding, but if the budget and the venue don't allow for it, it's not going to break your day. So you write a list. These could be people like coworkers, distant relatives, people you haven't talked to in a really long time. That would be fun to be at your wedding, but if they can't make it, then that's okay. If you have your venue that you love more and these people can't make it, you're going to be okay with that. But if you have a budget that allows these people to and your venue allows you to, then you would love to invite them. The next thing I would suggest to do is to break down your would be great to have list into A list and B list. This might sound bad, but it's really not. Your A list people are obviously going to be your must-haves and your would love to haves. And then you can add people to from your would be great to have list to your A list and then break down who might be in the B list area. Your A list guests are going to be everyone on your must have list, your immediate family, your extended family, your close friends. Your B list guests can be coworkers, distant relatives, people you haven't talked to in a long time. You'll send your invitations out to your A list, and when you start getting responses back and declines, then you'll know how many you can invite from your B list. It'll be a little bit later of an invitation, but people will understand. That way, if you have a 100 guest limit and you invite your first 100 and you come back with 20 people that can't go, you can invite 20 more people that would love to be at your wedding to celebrate your big day. The next thing I want to talk about are tricky guests. Now, I'm sure every one of us has at least one situation where you have a tricky guest. And tricky guests can be anybody that you know that could cause drama or is divorced and it might be uncomfortable for another member that's going to your wedding. And also guests that you don't quite get along with that maybe your significant other wants to invite. The thing about tricky guests is that you need to remember that it is your wedding. First of all, you don't have to get mixed up in the drama, and you don't have to invite people that are going to make you uncomfortable on your big day. This day is about you and your soon-to-be husband or wife, and you're not going to want to sacrifice your happiness just to invite somebody to make someone else happy. Now, divorced guests can be in this tricky category, especially if they're family. If you have an aunt and an uncle who divorced years ago, but you still want to invite them both, you go ahead and invite them. If you're worried that they're going to clash and not work together and be civil, then you can sit each one of them down and kind of set rules and boundaries of what you expect their behavior to be. If one of them doesn't agree on being civil with each other, then they don't need to come. And if they decide, oh, if he's coming, I'm not going to go, then that's their loss. That's on them, and it has nothing to do with you. Also, remember that other people's drama is their drama. It doesn't have to be your drama. So you don't have to get involved in that. If you know someone is not speaking with another person in the family, you don't have to worry about that. You invite who you love and who you want to be there, and you let them solve that. You don't have to worry about making everyone else comfortable. And then make sure you invite everyone who's going to make your day complete. If they're a tricky guest, they're going to have to figure it out, be adults, and come to your wedding and enjoy it. If they're going to cause trouble, then they don't have to go. If they don't want to go, then that's their loss. Another thing to think about is going to be who is paying for the wedding. If it's just you and your significant other, then you can invite whoever you want and leave out whoever you don't want. But if your parents or his parents are contributing, then you should extend the courtesy to them to invite who they might want to include. Just a couple people, maybe distant family members or friends that you wouldn't have included on your original list. It's just a courtesy to them. Since they are paying for it, they'll be paying for the extra guests, and it's not really any difference for you. So be sure to ask them what they think. There are several factors that can influence who you have on your wedding guest list, your venue and your budget being two of the biggest. If you have 120 people on your guest list, but you have a venue that can only hold 100, then you're going to have to make some difficult cuts for those 20 people. Remember your A and B list in that case, because you can always invite your B list after somebody on your A list declines. Another influence on your guest list is going to be location. Depending on where your wedding is, if it's in another country, if it's across the country, your entire guest list probably won't be able to make it. I'm sure they'll try their best, but a lot of people won't be able to fly that far, especially if they have kids or illnesses and that kind of thing. So, if your guest list is the most important thing to you, consider having a wedding a bit closer so that they can all make it. But if you have your dream of a location wedding and you want to have it there, by all means, be sure you do it there. You can always come back and have a little party to celebrate, or go out to dinner with them to celebrate with them alone. There's always ways to figure it out. The main takeaways about your wedding guest list is to make sure you invite who you want and leave out who you don't. Always invite your must-haves and try to include your would-love-to-haves. If there are tricky guests that are going to make you feel uncomfortable on your big day, don't invite them. It's not worth it. Just remember that it's your day and your fiance's day, and make sure to invite people who are going to bring joy and extra happiness to that day. Don't worry about any drama. That has nothing to do with you. Just enjoy your day, especially when you're writing your guest list. You should be excited and happy about these people that are going to be invited to your wedding. I hope you've enjoyed these tips and that you can make your wedding guest list now without worry, and hopefully you don't run into anything too crazy. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you soon.